Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. Today we are going over this guy right here. This is the Vector Optics 2-12 by 44 Continental first focal plane scope. I've had this for maybe a couple months at this point. Ran it on a couple different rifles, so let's get into my experience with it and tell you a little bit about this scope. So this is my first 2-12 scope that I've ever owned. I've owned a bunch of LPVOs and some scopes that are higher power, starting at like 5 power or higher, going up substantially in power from there. So this is my first 2-12. I originally had it on my 308, which I'll get into in a second. But the more I shot it on my 308, the more I thought, I think this is going to fit an AR a little bit better, which is why it's sitting on this AR-15 that I built a few years ago. If you're familiar with the channel, you've seen this rifle a number of times on different videos. Now, Vector Optics did send this out to me. They sent the scope, they sent the cantilever mount, and no ammo. They didn't pay me for anything to do the video or review. They just want honest feedback and an honest video out of it, which is what you always get out of me. While we're at it, so let's start with a couple specs with this thing. It is a 2-12 by 44 with a 34 millimeter tube, so not a lot of really good light transmission, nice big tube on it. It has locking turrets with a resettable zero stop for the elevation turret, and we'll get into that here in a second. It, again, 2-12, sort of a couple cranks gets you there, but it's nice and smooth. Good diopter on it. Has illumination settings from 0 to 11, a parallax adjuster from 0 or from 10 to infinity. The numbers stop at 500 and then goes to infinity from there. Now it has what they call HT shot glass, which is high transmission shot glass. It's incredibly clear. They're claiming 90% light transmission, which I absolutely believe. This thing has a really, really crisp picture and really good clarity. I've been very impressed with that as far as that goes. On 2 power, this is a first focal plane scope. So on 2 power, the reticle gets very small to basically a crosshair, very easily usable in a little bit closer settings, a little bit closer quarters. Being 2 power, it's not too magnified to get reasonably up close, 15 yards, something like that. And then at 12 power is when all of the different things with the reticle sort of come into view. From their ranging, they have a Christmas tree on it, and of course they have windage and elevation hash marks as well. I'll put a picture of that while I'm speaking over top of this. Now, as far as the glass goes, I have not had like any magnification wobble or fish-eyeing in it. Again, very clear, very good, high quality glass in it. No fish-eyeing, no magnification wobble. I haven't had any aberrations in it. This morning I was shooting this direction. As you can see, the sun is facing here right now. So it was even lower earlier, and I wasn't getting any like glares or aberrations in the glass, even when I was aiming almost into the sun. So that says something about the quality of the sight through here. Now I don't have it on here right now, but it does come with like a 3 or 4 inch sunshade. You'll see pictures of that on it when I was using this on my 308. It held up to the 308 just fine. I probably shot 50 rounds, 60 rounds with the 308 with this on it, with some standard not with the offset cantilever mount, but with standard scope rings on it. And it held up just fine. It kept 0 just fine. Again, I just thought that at the 2 point, at the low power being 2 up to 12, I originally built this rifle as sort of a medium range reconnaissance rifle. So I just thought it would fit this a little bit better as far as my use cases. So eye relief is good. So let me put it on 2 here, and I have a full picture there, full view, and I'm starting to get some scope shadow there. Just a little bit around the edges, but I mean the reticle is still perfectly clear. And then full view and a little bit of scope shadow there. So earlier this morning I did the abuse test and I checked the zero stop, the reliability and the re-zeroing of the zero stop. All right, so I am here at about 90 yards, which is about as far as I can go in this particular spot and keep my area flat. So we're at about 90 yards here. I have it set on 100 parallax, and we are going to test the zero stop with the with the Fiocchi Range Dynamics 556. So I'm on full 12 power. That was a bad shot. That's a better shot. That's an okay shot. So I'm going to go up 10. And I'm going to go up 10 more. And I'm going to go back down to 0. I wonder if I pulled that first 10 shot. Back up to 1 or 10. Well, it landed pretty good. All right, let's go down and check it out. All right, so this was my first shot when I said it wasn't that good. Second shot, right? And then third shot when I was still at 0. And then that was my first shot at 10 clicks. That was 20 clicks. And then back down here was the back to 0. And then I checked that 10 clicks again and landed there. So those landed real close together. These all landed real close together. So I would say that zero stop is actually, really accurate. All right, so now we're going to go to that bottom bullseye, that bottom sticker. I want to do 3. I messed up earlier. So here's me in real time. I messed up earlier. This morning when I was making sure that I was zeroed, I thought I was shooting a little to the right. Might have just been me. So I gave this sort of a blind click or two to the left, and now I'm shooting quite a bit left. So let me do this shot over again. Oh, that's way better. All right, so there's 3, technically 4. I'll show you which one it was. Break out the little armorer's hammer and see if whacking these turrets will make it lose 0. It looks pretty good. It may have shifted just a little bit. It could just be me as well. So let's go check it out. All right, so this was my first shot. Similar to that being my first shot, right? I was left. And so I did that 1 click over, and that was then my shot right there. And so it was 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. So I had a little bit of drifting this way both times, sort of flyers. But so again, it was 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. So basically they kind of grouped back together. I would say that's a ultimate pass. It's within an inch. It's probably within 3/4 of an inch, maybe even less as far as any drift it may have had. And it could be me too. I'm not that good of a shooter. For me, that's a pass. Less than an inch of any sort of drift or shift, which again could have been partly me. Use your judgment as far as that goes. To me, I think that for the vast majority of people, there are some people out there, obviously, that are going to be like, no, if you put it back to 0, it should be in the same hole every time. And those people just are unrealistic. But no, I think it has performed very well as far as smacking the turrets with the hammer and going back to 0 and all that stuff, as well as just the overall, performance on both 308 and on 5.56. So when it comes to this 0 stop, I want to show you, especially with this top turret in general, but it's currently at the 0 stop, right? It's currently at the 0 stop. And on top here, there is a little red tab or a little red button that pops up. And what that does is that tells you where in the rotation you're at, how many full rotations you've done, because you're obviously well beyond your 0. So if I go up a full back to 0, you can see that this has popped up just a little bit and it's all red. If I go another rotation, you can see that it has popped up more, and now it is red with a white ring under it. That lets you know you're into that third tier of numbers. You can see the numbers here, how there's the bottom hash marks, bottom number, middle number, top number, right? So when it is flush, you're in that bottom number. When it goes all red and it's popped up, you're into the second number. When it goes red and white, you're into the third numbers. Now, to be completely honest, in my use case, I'll probably never use that feature, but I think that feature is really, really cool. And it's just super simplified, right? So inside of this top cap, there's just a little ring that you know, once you get it zeroed, you pull the cap off, you twist the ring till it stops, that locks it in place. You put it back to 0, screw the center of the cap back down, and now you're at your 0 lock, or your 0 stop. And then it activates that little red tab there. Again, I don't think I'm going to be going that far out, especially on this rifle, but it is super simple to understand, which I think is awesome. The less figuring you have to do when going long range, obviously, the better. So what does a scope like this cost to the YouTube sensors? I'm not selling this rifle, I'm not selling this scope, and I'm not selling any regulated goods. I really wish you'd get off my back a little bit, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. I am just informing the viewer the best way I can so they can make the best decision possible. As of today, when I was looking at Vector's website, these are right around $730 without the mount. I think that's a pretty good price for what you're getting. You have the sunshade, which again isn't on here, but really, really good glass, a ton of features, really nice reticle, really detailed reticle with a lot of information in it at 730 to 728, I think is what it was, as of today. Now they do have a number crossed out next to it because they're running some sort of a sale at a regular price of $843. Again, I don't know what you'll find when you go looking for it, but that's sort of that price range that I saw as of this morning before I pressed play, or before I pressed record.